Hi everyone, my name is Anna and I am a children's librarian at the East Hampton Library, and I am doing another art project with you today from my kitchen table. This is a 4th of July project. So this is kind of what I've been wanting to do for a while, but I've held off on it because it involves oil pastels, and I was just not sure everybody would have those at home. So this is it's what we call a shadow drawing. So this is shadow stars, works best on black paper. And as you can see, there's some outlines of stars there with oil pastels around them. Here is one that I did that's just one big one all by itself. So a little bit of shadow artwork that we're going to work on today. So the first thing I want to do is start with the supplies you'll need. Black paper works best. So if you have, this is just basic black construction paper, and then you will need a cutout of a star. I have a couple of different ones here. So I just went on Pinterest and I did star templates, and I printed some off and cut them out, and then I have a variety of sizes here that I used on the black one. So you'll need scissors for that, and then you'll need a pencil to trace those with, so scissors and pencil. And then you will also, I'm going to show you an alternative to one. If you don't have oil pastels at home, I'm going to show you how to do one with markers. So for this one, your best option is going to be white paper. So black paper, white paper, stars, and oil pastels. So for the pastels, there's a lot of different projects you can use these for. These came from Amazon. There's a few different stores out here in the Hamptons that have art projects where you can pick up oil pastels, but that is what I have. And then for the alternative project on the white paper, I said you would need markers. So I'm going to show you how to do it. I have Sharpies in red and blue shades. And I think that's everything you're going to need. So, okay, I'm going to move my camera down a little bit so you can see how I'm going to start. I'll try and show you as we go through it. I'm going to start with the black paper and a large star here. So we're going to move down where you can see me. So there's my black paper and my white star. And then I'm going to take my pencil. It doesn't have to be a very dark outline. But you're just enough so that you can see it. Do the pastels around it. There's a little crease in my table there, so mine may have a divot in it. It's not going to be a perfect star, but as long as you have a basic star shape. So there it is. I don't know if you guys can see that on my paper or not, but I can see it. So once you've got your star done there, then we're going to get our oil pastels, and here's what they look like when you take them out of the box. So I'm going to start with a white one, and this is because tomorrow's the 4th of July. We're going to do red, white, and blue. But for this, you're just going to work your way around the star a little bit, and you're going right up against the outline with your pastels, and you're just brushing out. So we're actually going to do white and go all the way around with white. Now, if you don't have black paper, but you have red or blue paper, that will also work very well, especially with the white soft pastels on it. And I do want to be clear that these are chalk pastels. They're not oil pastels, so that does make a little bit of a difference with this type of a project. So hopefully you can see that. Now it's got a nice outline. Even if you couldn't see the pencil drawing, hopefully you can see that. So I'll put the white up, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my reds. And then I'm just going to kind of work that. Instead, I'm going to go a little bit on the tip here and just do some red over. Not near as much red as I did white because I want it to be predominantly white. But just a few. And again, what I'm doing is I'm setting the chalk down right on my outline, so it's right up against it. and then just kind of flicking it out, drawing it out a little bit in a few different spots. So again, so it's a little bit all the way around there. And then we're going to go one step further and we're going to add blue. So I'm going to pick a few spots. Oops, that one broke. So we're going to shake that off there. A few spots where we can do the blue. So again, I'm just kind of roughly going around the outline here. So you can still see the star shape, and now you can see all the different colors. Red, whites, and blues I've added with it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my fingers for this. You can also, if you don't want to get too messy, you can use cotton swabs or cotton balls, cotton rounds, any of those will work. But I'm just going to get all messy with my fingers and just smear it out. And the main thing with this is to not go inside your star, but to go outside of it, out away from it. Because if you go inside, then you're going to mess up your outline a little bit. But you just want to go all the way around it and nice and smears, and kind of go with the direction you drew the lines. Very simple. You have a nice little soft chalk pastel 4th of July decoration. Now, if this is what you're choosing to use, you might want to try and find a spray fixative and take it outside and spray that over it. So what I showed you was just the one big one, but as you see here, I have different shapes of stars. So if you have larger pieces of paper, if you choose to use smaller stars, then you can do something like what I did here. Hold this one up again. So on this one, I have several different shapes, and I did some with just red or just white or just blue, and then the one in the middle, I kind of outlined with several different colors. I don't think it showed up quite as well as I wanted, but I was doing it on the black paper, and then here's on the red paper. So you've got a few different options there. So that is our 4th of July oil pastel shadow star. Now, if you don't have oil pastels at home, but you do have white paper and you do have markers, we are going to make one of the alternative ones that look like this. So the first thing you're going to do, take your plain white paper and your stencil again. We're going to lower the camera back down here where you can see it. So we are going to trace the star shape one more time. My white paper doesn't seem to be very white right now because I've touched it a few times today with the chalk pastels on my hands, but it will do the job. So there is my star outline. Hopefully you can see it a little better on this piece of paper. So the technique with markers is just a little bit different. You'll do the same thing in that you'll start on the star where the outline is, and then I just kind of flick it. And I do some short ones, and I do some long ones and a short one. And I go to the next side and do the same thing. Go up to the tip and do one. And just work my way around my paper, doing all the way around my outline, doing different ones. I try not to get them to cross too much, but that does happen if you're not paying real close attention. So the main thing is just to start on your line. I'll do some short ones here, and then as I get away from those, do a little bit longer one off the end. And then here you can almost go all the way out to the end of the paper, but then you want to go short again here so they don't cross over and off the end. So there it is with just the red lines to start with. Now we're going to add some blue to it. So like I said, I do have a couple of different shades and widths. These are Sharpies and these are just your regular fine point, and then I also have some ultra fine ones. So this time we're going to go kind of in between the reds and work our way around the shape one more time. We'll try and do a few a little bit longer because it seems like most of the ones I did the first time around were pretty short little strips. But again, I don't know how closely you're watching, but it is literally just kind of flicking it so it starts out thick at the base and then goes out kind of thin. And if you miss and don't get it quite on the line, like here I kind of got out there, then just go back over it and add it back in. Now, even though I'm going every other one here, you don't have to be that precise with it. Try not to mark on your table like I just did. Now, if you take a look at it, we've worked our way all the way back around and we've got some red and blue. So if you're happy with that, if your child's getting bored with it, you can stop there. But if you look at this side, I did a whole bunch more. So I went around it several different times. I used 2 different colors of red and 2 different blues. What I've used so far on this side has been fine point Sharpies. So now I'm going to go to an ultra fine, and it's a little bit of a lighter blue. Oops, we're going to try it anyway, see if it wants to work. My Sharpies at home have had quite a workout lately, so some of them are getting low on ink. But actually that's okay for this project because it starts out light, or starts out dark at the end and then gets lighter as I go through. But just to give you an idea of what it looks like if you're going to use different pen widths. So I'm going to lift it up and show you kind of what it looks like. I've done, you can see the contrast on the 2 different sides there with the lighter Sharpie, and then this side with just the 2 others. But ultimately, you want to go around it as many times as you want to make it as dense as you want. So there you have it. This is our 4th of July project. I am Anna Healy, and this is one done with stencils and Sharpies and white paper. And then this is the one we just did with construction paper and chalk soft pastels. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a happy, fun, and safe 4th of July, and I will see you again soon.